Hey guys, Games for Life here, and in this video I'll talk about some of the best ways to improve your Astroneer skills. Without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Unlock useful items. I'm talking about unlocking all types of items. Of course you're gonna need bytes for this, and we're gonna talk about that in just a second, but make sure you unlock everything you can as soon as possible. And by useful items I mean vehicles, snails, I don't know, coal. You can unlock coal for faster trains if you're there at this time. If you're not there yet, then focus on the smaller items like the lights, the canisters, whatever it is that you don't have unlocked, unlock them. And especially the vehicles, those really put you on a fast track to progression. So make sure you unlock the useful items, because a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this myself, when I started playing Astroneer I was just collecting bytes, but I was kind of sitting on them because I saw them as really important and I didn't want to spend them on something that maybe isn't that important. So I wanted to hoard them and keep them for something that I know it's really useful. And that's a mistake. What you should do is just spend your bytes on everything, because eventually you will have all of the things unlocked and you'll have way too many bytes. For example, right now I have over 3 million bytes. I have nothing to use them on, I have unlocked everything in here and I'm still getting bytes because I've got byte farms, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I also mentioned coal in there. Coal is actually the fastest train in Astroneer. I have a video on how to unlock that. It's gonna be right here on screen in the top right corner. Click on that if you want to see that video, but make sure you watch through this one first. Let's move on to the next thing. Use trains. Wow, that was a nice segue, wasn't it? And I don't mean only use coal, but also the other trains, like the normal rail engines. You can also use the rail car with just a seat on it if you don't have enough bytes to unlock the rail engine as well, but I suggest unlocking it, it makes the train way faster. Anyways, make sure you build train systems. This makes especially resource gathering a ton easier. If you're the type of person who just gets in a buggy and drives off to find some resin or whatever you want to find, compound, clay, whatever you are looking for, and you are filling your backpack with it, you've got 8 pieces or 10 pieces of compound or laterite or whatever, and then you get back in your buggy and go to your base, you are wasting a ton of time. If you focus your attention, again, coming back to the first point I made in this video, unlock new items. So if you focus your bytes on unlocking the train and the rail posts and all of the things in the train system, then you can start building that out, and it's one, much faster, and two, you can get so many more resources in just one run. You can have a train, like a rail engine, right, with 5 carts behind it, and all of those can have a ton of storage on them. You can come back from a little expedition with hundreds of resources, so you don't have to constantly go out and come back with like 10 of them, because that leads to burnout. You get bored of it because you've basically done the same thing over and over and over again. Now you can build a train system, you can explore the planet by doing so. You can also build a roller coaster. I've done that a while ago. I actually want to do that again because it's really fun, but that's besides the point. You can use trains for a ton of stuff, especially resource gathering. One tip for you: also use them in the caves. It makes everything so much easier in the caves. It's hard to go with a buggy in the caves, it's hard to use a rover, it's hard to not use a vehicle, but if you've got trains, everything's so much easier. You can just explore the whole cave system with a train, and it's so easy. There's no frustration, there's nothing bothering you. So yeah, that's my point, just use trains. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Automate everything you can. And yes, I really mean it. Astroneer has really good automation. It's not especially in depth, but it can accomplish a lot if you know how to use it. And even if you don't know how to use it, you can accomplish a lot with it and learn how to use it in the process. I mentioned this earlier, but byte farms are a really good way to outsource some of the busy work in Astroneer. You can build a byte farm so easily, and it will provide you with bytes all the time without you having to do anything. For example, right now I am getting around 700 bytes every minute, and I've been getting this for the past couple months. I am not doing anything, I'm just getting free bytes. And it took me like 30 minutes to get the resources, set up the byte farm, actually come up with the design. If you don't want to do that, I've got videos on all of those. So you can just copy my designs, which are also inspired from other people as well. These are not all just from my head, but you can go on your own and just try to build something, it will probably work eventually, and that's gonna be really fun for you as well. But then after byte farms you can build scrap farms, and then you can use that scrap to get all of the materials you want. You can do this with Astronium as well. I've got an Astronium farm, I'm getting a ton of Astronium straight into my base, and then I can use that to get resources from the trade platform, or I actually have a scrap farm that works on Astronium, in which I turn Astronium into scrap, and then I can use that scrap for other purposes in the trade platform. Anyways, I've got an automation playlist with all of these videos. It should be on the right side of the screen right now. Make sure to click on it and you're gonna see a ton of videos in there. There's a ton of automation stuff and I'm constantly expanding it. But yeah, I think there's also an automated trade platform in there. If you're tired of sending and resending your trade platform, you can build an automated one, and it's gonna do all the hard work for you. You just turn it on once and it will keep sending on its own. You're gonna get a ton of resources without doing any work. And that's pretty exciting. I love looking at my base and being proud of it because it can sustain itself. That's one of the best things you can do in Astroneer. But anyways, don't forget about the coal video where we unlocked coal, and also the automation playlist for all of the automation we were talking about earlier. Go watch one of those next. And yeah, that's it for today. I've been Games for Life and I'll see you next time. Cheers, Astroneers!